Hello, everybody. It is nice to have you here on our live stream. I was just asking Temba, I don't think people actually watch these things, but if you are one of those people who watch these things, please share a comment. Comment the national flag of wherever you're listening from. So if you're South African, comment the South African flag. If you're American, comment your flag. We'd love to see where you're listening in from. Awesome. So, as you probably saw and know by now, I usually don't speak very long because I like keeping it short and sweet so that you can listen to it in the car, on your way to work, on your way back home, or even in your lunch break. So, let's get into it. So I'm going to try and sum all this up in about 15 to 20 minutes. So that's about the time you can book out if you want to watch this video. I hope you take some notes and that you enjoy. Awesome. So firstly, I want to start with, at Overcomers, we have 6 principles that we believe in and that we teach our leaders at EDCC. And we teach our stewards, as you know, the ranks, the stewards. These are the 6 principles that we want them to apply in their lives so that they can go forward and make a success of themselves. And so the ministry that I serve at, called Eksterde, is an Afrikaans ministry working with the youth of South Africa. We added one more principle. So we call it the Super 7. Okay, and then Overcomers calls it the Big 6. So most of you will be quite aware of this. If you've seen our structures, you'll know the Super 7 by now, or the Big 6. And if you weren't aware that we teach our leaders these things, these principles are life-changing. Myself and Gunther have really applied these principles in our lives, and we can really see the fruit of it in the way that we work with people, in the positions that we've been in as leaders as well. So if you apply these 7 principles in your life, you can be guaranteed success. I have a friend that always says, I will give you 10,000 Rand if you apply these principles in your life every single day and you don't achieve a success, then I'll pay you. Because it's so trustworthy that he can bet his money on it if you apply it every single day. So let's get into it. The first one is character. That is the principle, character. And here's the definition if you want to write it down. The ability to finish what I start in life, no matter what the cost. So I love using Gunther as a example of this. So he studied a degree, and unfortunately, due to COVID-19, he had to stop studying that degree. And he did really, really well, but unfortunately, he couldn't continue studying that degree because of finances. And so, in the beginning of this year, he said to me that, hey, I want to be a person that has the Super 7 evident in my life, and I want to be a person of character. So I'm going to go finish what I started in life, no matter what the cost. And so he's finishing his degree this year. He just committed to finishing it this year, and we are very, very proud of him. And so I love using Gunther as an example. He's a real life example of what a person of character looks like. Yes. Can I ask you, Jeffrey, will you just close that door because he's going to escape? He's busy escaping there. Thank you. The second one is integrity. Integrity means to do what I say, especially when nobody is looking. Okay, so my dog has 0 integrity. He just tried to escape. Okay, the moment the door opens, he wants to leave, even though I told him to stay inside. Okay, so integrity meaning to do what you say, especially when nobody's looking. He thought nobody was looking at him, and that's why he tried to escape. And so to have integrity is to, when you make a commitment, I think a lot of people struggle with this. It's like, okay, at home I'm going to finish working on this project. And then you get home, and then you don't really finish working on the project, you do something else, and you never do what you said you were going to do. And so integrity is very important to have in your life, because if God can trust you with the little things, He'll trust you with the big things. So we need to show integrity in the little things we do every single day. And then the third one is obedience. Obedience is to fulfill the smallest command to the finest detail. And that is like when you ask a child to wash the dishes, then they'll wash it like half-ass it, and there'll still be food on the plate, or they won't rinse it afterwards, so there'll be soap on the plate. And that is what it means not to have obedience, because they aren't fulfilling the command to the finest detail. And when you have obedience, when someone asks you to do something, they don't have to specify. When you wash the dishes, make sure you rinse it afterwards. They don't have to specify, because if you're a person of obedience, you'll fulfill the command to the smallest detail, to the finest detail. You'll go the extra mile in what you're busy with. Then the fourth one is attitude. Attitude is the ability to function beyond your circumstances. At Overcomers, we call it the fuel in the fuel in the tank that generates favor. Okay. Have you ever been told off by your parents? Like, they'll be like, fix your attitude, or your attitude stinks, or I don't like your attitude. Like, I mean, I've been told off like that, because when you're a teenager, you struggle with your attitude. And everyone thinks attitude is like how you represent yourself or your personality. They mix attitude and personality with each other. And that is not at all what it is. Attitude is the ability to function beyond your circumstances. So to do what you're supposed to do, this in spite of what may be going on around you. Like maybe in your life at the moment, your child is sick, your grandma just died, your uncle has a fever, whatever it can be. And then God says, I need you to go and to spread my word. And you're like, I'm sorry, God, not right now. I am in a bit of a tough situation. Let me just handle this and then I'll come. Or then I'll do what you ask me to do. And that is not functioning beyond your circumstance. That means that you are influenced by what you see, what you hear, and what you feel. That means you're not influenced by God. And we always have this saying that we say at Exterde, we say, I'm not moved by what I feel. I'm not moved by what I see. I'm not moved by what I hear. I am only moved by God. And that means that you're not influenced by how you feel. Like if someone tells you off or is mean to you or interrupts you, you're not influenced by that. You're not influenced by what you're seeing. Your bank account might be lying to you and showing you that you won't make it to the end of the month, but you're not influenced by that. You're not influenced by what you're hearing. Maybe someone's telling you, hey, you're a failure or you won't succeed. You're not influenced by that. You are functioning beyond those circumstances and you are only moved by God. And so that is what it means to have a good attitude, is to function despite all the things that are happening to you, to be in the kingdom and to love people and to be kind to others in spite of how you might be feeling. And that's why we say that's the fuel in the engine that generates favor. Because if you have a good attitude towards people, then you will automatically build favor with those people. And then the fifth one is excellence. To go the extra mile all the time. Now, we were at the school, we were ministering at a school in South Africa, in the Free State, and it's a very good school. They are very well, set up. They have a massive 2-story gym in their school, and swimming pools, and loads of rugby fields. It's a beautiful, beautiful school. And one of the principles that that school has is excellence, and it's written all over their walls. And excellence means to go the extra mile all the time. And so all these kids have an excellence mindset. So when they see something wrong, maybe like papers laying around, or someone abusing the equipment in the gym, or trying to burn down the field, or whatever, when they see that, they don't allow it. They go the extra mile. When they see a paper, they pick it up. Like every single kid in that school, if you walk past the boys, they will take off their cap and shake your hand. Every single boy will shake your hand. That is amazing. Gunther said his hand was aching at the end of that week because he just had to shake hands the whole time. And they greet you and they smile. That is excellence. That is going the extra mile all the time. That is when someone asks you to do something, not doing it 10% or 50%, but giving your 100% every single time and doing it to the finest detail. And I mean, look at the reward of that school. The school is beautiful. They're proud of their school. They go to school feeling good. They're raising good men, good women. They're raising the next generation well because of that principle. And then the sixth one is initiative. This is Overcomers' last one, but I'm going to add the seventh principle that I also use in my life as well. So you can decide if you want that one or not, but we'll get to that one just now. Initiative, to go the extra mile all the time before I am asked. So how I would explain this is like, if you come into the tabernacle, because there's so many people working here, a lot of times like the cushions will be askew, or maybe the kids left their toys in here, or there'll be cups standing around. Because there's so many people. And so it's hard to keep it neat and everything. And so initiative is going the extra mile all the time before you are asked. Just now, there was a lady who made up the couches. She made it so beautiful. She threw the blankets. Do you see how nice those couches look? She threw the blankets, put the cushions back, she puffed them up a bit. That is initiative. That is going the extra mile. No one asked her to do that. Oh, well, I didn't. I didn't say, hey, can someone please fix this couch? She did that out of her own. She went the extra mile because she saw something was wrong. And that is what initiative is to see the problem and to solve it before someone has to ask you to do it. And that principle can take you very far in life. If you have initiative, you will be blessed because people will see that they don't have to ask you to solve the problem. When you go to them, you don't say, oh, we have a problem. How can we fix it? You go to them and you say, there was a problem. I fixed it. I just thought you should know. That is initiative, because your leaders will love you for it. Your superiors will reward you for it if you go to them not with a problem, but with a solution. And if you go the extra mile, they'll see it. Everyone sees it. I mean, look at that lady who made the couches. I saw it, and that is a beautiful principle, and that she represented. So people will see it and people will honor you for it. You don't have to stop doing it if someone doesn't see you, because that is where integrity comes in. Doing what you know is right, even when no one is looking. So Pastor Andrew always says, you never know who's looking. You never know who's around, who can promote you. There's always someone who can promote you looking at what you're doing every single day. And so the last one is submission. So we usually don't teach it at Overcomers, not because it's a bad principle, but because unfortunately in the rural areas, in churches in the rural areas, pastors can take this out of hand. So they can say, okay, you must submit to me because I'm your pastor. Or even husbands will take this the wrong way and say, women, you must submit to me because the Bible says so. And that is not what submission is at all. That is not what submission is. That's why we don't teach it, because we're scared of people taking it out of context. But at Exterde, we teach it to our leaders because it's just an extra nugget. And I use it in my life. So I'm sure you'll use maturity in this principle, not force people to submit under you, because that is not what submission is. Submission is to do something under authority, especially when you do not agree or understand. So that means if I have this amazing mentor at Exterde, his name is Werner. And if Werner asks me, Cherise, please mop the floor, I'm not going to say, no, why should I mop it? Ask one of the smaller leaders, like one of the newer leaders, or ask someone who hasn't been here very long, or ask someone with a lower rank. I'm not going to say that. I'm going to say, sure, okay, I'm going to go find a mop. I'm not going to ask him, where do I find a mop? Because I'm going to take initiative. I'm going to solve the problem and not make it his problem. So I'm going to go find a mop, go find some soap, and I'm going to wash the floor. And I'm not going to wash it half-assed. I'm going to wash the floor in excellence. I'm going to go the extra mile, make sure that it's super clean, that he can see himself in it. And then if he asks me, when it's dry, and he thinks it's not clean, but he won't do this, but if he does, and he says, Cherise, please mop the floor again. I'm not going to say, I just mopped the floor, get someone else to do it. Or, no, I don't agree because it's already clean. I'm not going to do it. That's not what I'm going to say, because I'm under his authority. If we're at a camp together, he is my authority. And so I'm going to honor him, and I'm going to say, all right, let's wash it again. I'm going to wash it again. I'm going to go get some new water, because that's what excellence and initiative would do. I'm going to have a good attitude. I'm not going to let it get to me that I have to wash it again. I'm going to take initiative. I'm going to be obedient. I'm going to fulfill the command he gave me to the finest detail. I'm going to wash every single corner of that floor. And I'm going to have integrity. I'm not going to say, okay, when he's not looking, I'm just going to wash half of the floor because he won't see anyway. I'm going to have integrity and do what he asked me to do, even if he's not looking. And I'm going to have character. Finish what you start in life, no matter what the cost. So I'm going to finish washing the floor. Because that is what submission is. Submission doesn't question the person in authority or your mentor. And I'm not saying if your mentor or your person in authority is preaching stuff like, give me all your money or you're going to hell. I'm not saying now you have to submit and do that. No, that's not what I'm saying. If your mentor submits to Jesus and is in agreement with Jesus, and what they teach and what they ask and what they say is in agreement with what Jesus says, and you are in agreement with what Jesus says, then if he's in agreement with what Jesus says and I'm in agreement with what Jesus says, that's unity. And then I will submit under that. If someone's going to tell me, Cherise, don't give that kid food because he's ugly. I'm going to be like, okay. Keep your opinion to yourself, thank you. And I'm going to give that kid twice the portion because I like doing that. Okay, so what I'm saying is if your mentor agrees with Jesus and aligns with Jesus and you agree with Jesus, then it's safe to submit under that person and honor that person. And so submission and honor are close together for me. Like honoring for me is like doing to someone else what you would have wanted done unto you. That is honor. If you would have wanted someone to mop the floor, if you asked, and you do it for them, that is honor. And then there's a level above honor. That is double honor. So doing double what you would have wanted done unto you. So not just mopping the floor, but actually sweeping it beforehand, mopping it and drying it and then polishing it. That's double honor. And most people never get to that level. never get to a double honor level because they're still stuck in that mindset of, no, I don't have to do this. And if you get to a double honor level, I can promise you your life is going to change because people and your mentors will see that. They'll see the initiative that you take and they'll bless you and reward you for it. So I'll go through them quickly again. Just read the name and the description under them so that you can write them down if you missed it, and then I am finished. So, Super 7 Life Principles. Number 1, character. The ability to finish what I start in life, no matter what the cost. Number 2, integrity. To do what I say, especially when nobody is looking. Number 3, obedience. To fulfill the smallest command to the finest detail. Number 4, attitude. The ability to function beyond my circumstances. The other one that we use at Overcomers is the fuel in the engine that generates favor. Excellence. To go the extra mile all the time. That's number 5. Initiative. To go the extra mile all the time before I am asked. Another one that I like to say under initiative is say to solve the problem before it's a problem. Okay. And then the last one is submission. To do something under authority, especially when I do not agree or understand. Okay. And then please just add under submission, if my mentor is in unity with Jesus and I'm in unity with Jesus, it is safe to submit. Awesome. So I just want to thank you guys for listening. I really tried to keep it quick. I don't know if I stayed in my time limit, but I think I did. So if you enjoyed this, please share it, like it, comment. We just want to get that algorithm up so that we can reach more people, spread the word of God, and enhance people's lives. And if you'd like to partner with us, we're in need always of people to partner with us. We have big projects. We have the EDCC school camp safe place going on. That is happening on the 3rd to the 7th of April. And so we're going to have a lot of kids here that we need to feed and keep safe. So if you'd like to partner with us, please do so at www.edcc.africa or feed14k.com. We would love for you guys to come visit us, come volunteer if you want to. We're always open for volunteers. Or if you can't give your time or your money, you can always give your prayers. And so if you want to pray for us, please do. We have a lot of financial needs as well as for our team. Our team is working very hard and sometimes ministry can be very tiring. So please just pray for our team and for our finances. Awesome. Thank you so much for listening, and we hope you have a blessed day further. Thank you. Bye.